My dear brothers and sisters, Allah, in His infinite mercy, has granted us one of the most powerful tools for transformation, comfort, and guidance: dua. Dua is the language of the heart, the conversation of the soul with the Creator, a direct connection to the one who knows every thought, desire, and struggle. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes the power of supplication, reminding us, and your Lord says, "Call upon me, I will respond to you." Surah Ghafir 40:60. This is not merely encouragement, it is a divine promise. When we sincerely turn to Allah in our moments of need, reflection, or gratitude, we tap into a source of mercy, guidance, and transformation that has no limit. Among the most profound and powerful forms of dua are those revealed in the Quran. Allah has provided us with words and supplications that carry immense blessing, protection, and healing. One such dua, which is repeatedly emphasized, calls upon Allah for guidance, mercy, and relief from hardship. Reciting this dua with sincerity opens the heart, brings clarity, and aligns the soul with divine wisdom. The power lies not only in the words themselves, but in the intention and presence of heart behind them. Each syllable becomes a bridge connecting us directly to Allah, allowing us to pour out our needs, our hopes, and our deepest emotions, and to receive divine response in ways beyond our comprehension. Making dua requires presence, intention, and mindfulness. It is not sufficient to recite the words mechanically. The heart must engage, the mind must focus, and the believer must truly yearn for Allah's guidance and mercy. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that the most effective dua comes from the sincere heart, spoken with humility and trust. Whether we are seeking forgiveness, relief from a trial, guidance in a decision, or blessings in our lives, the act of sincere supplication itself transforms the heart, instilling patience, hope, and reliance on Allah's perfect plan. The moment we turn sincerely to Allah, acknowledging our dependence on Him and trusting His wisdom, we align ourselves with the divine flow of mercy and guidance. Real-life examples of those who consistently recite Quranic duas are inspiring and illuminating. There are countless stories of believers who faced overwhelming trials, challenges that seemed insurmountable, or despair that clouded their hearts. Yet by dedicating moments to recite these sacred supplications, they witnessed transformations in circumstances, clarity in decisions, and calmness in their hearts that could not have come from worldly means alone. These stories demonstrate that dua is not merely a spiritual ritual but a practical transformative tool that reshapes perception, strengthens resilience, and opens doors that no one else can open. Finally, trusting Allah's timing and surrendering to His wisdom is essential when making dua. Responses may not be immediate, and outcomes may differ from our expectations, but Allah's knowledge is perfect, and His timing is precise. By maintaining faith, patience, and awareness, the believer learns to recognize subtle signs, blessings, and guidance in daily life. Every answered prayer, every moment of comfort, and every door that opens is a manifestation of Allah's mercy and a reminder that sincere supplication carries immeasurable power. When we recite the Quranic dua with intention, trust, and humility, we invite transformation, hope, and blessings into our lives, preparing our hearts to receive the mercy and guidance Allah has already planned. Understanding the significance of making dua and recognizing the immense power of reciting Allah's words sincerely is one of the most important steps in transforming the heart and life. Dua is the language of the soul, the intimate conversation with the one who knows everything, sees everything, and loves His servants more than they love themselves. It is a direct line of communication with Allah, free from intermediaries, where the believer's deepest fears, hopes, and aspirations are shared. The Quran reminds us of this profound connection, and your Lord says, "Call upon me, I will respond to you." Surah Ghafir 40:60. This is a promise from Allah, not a mere suggestion, illustrating that every sincere invocation, no matter how small, reaches Him and is acknowledged in ways that the human heart may not immediately perceive. Despite this promise, many people underestimate the power of dua or delay turning to Allah in their moments of need, relying instead on their own understanding, efforts, or the distractions of the world. Life can become so busy, so consumed with responsibilities, worries, and fleeting pleasures, that the heart forgets the source of true guidance and solace. Yet every moment, no matter how mundane, carries the potential for transformation when dedicated to Allah through sincere supplication. The act of turning to Allah itself cultivates humility, dependence, and trust, reminding the heart that no effort, plan, or desire can succeed without divine guidance. Dua is not limited to asking for material needs or relief from hardship. it is also an expression of gratitude, love, and devotion. When a believer calls upon Allah, acknowledging His mercy, wisdom, and perfect knowledge, the heart opens to a higher consciousness and a deeper awareness of purpose. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that the believer should make dua in every circumstance, in ease and difficulty, in solitude and community, during moments of joy and moments of distress. This consistency trains the heart to recognize Allah's presence constantly, allowing the soul to cultivate hope, resilience, and patience, even amidst life's trials. Real-life examples highlight the transformative power of sincere supplication. Consider a person overwhelmed by challenges, feeling lost and hopeless. When they pause, humble themselves before Allah, and recite sincere du'as, a shift occurs. The heart begins to feel lighter, clarity emerges in decision-making, and hope returns. Sometimes the response may come in unexpected ways, an opportunity appears, a conflict resolves, or an inner peace settles that had been absent for years. These moments remind the believer that dua is not merely about changing external circumstances, but about transforming the heart, aligning the soul with divine wisdom, and cultivating a mindset of trust and surrender. Sincerity is the key that unlocks the power of dua. Reciting words without focus or intention diminishes their impact, while heartfelt supplication engages the entire being, heart, mind, and spirit in communication with Allah. The presence of heart, the humility in acknowledging one's dependence, and the conviction that Allah alone can respond to needs make the dua truly transformative. Even brief moments of reflection and heartfelt invocation can alter the course of a day, a decision, or a life, illustrating that sincerity outweighs quantity and quality of intention is paramount in drawing closer to Allah. Ultimately, understanding the significance of dua is about awakening the heart to the constant, available connection with Allah. It is a reminder that every thought, every worry, and every hope can be shared with the most merciful, and that consistent, sincere invocation has the power to transform circumstances, refine character, and cultivate a heart attuned to divine guidance. When the believer grasps this truth, the act of reciting Allah's words becomes not only a ritual but a lifeline, a source of hope, strength, and unwavering trust in the one who responds to every heartfelt plea. The specific Quranic dua that Allah commands us to recite carries immense spiritual and worldly benefits, for these words are not ordinary. They are guidance, mercy, and a source of connection directly from the Creator. Throughout the Qur'an, Allah provides us with powerful supplications, revealing prayers that are meant to be recited with sincerity and mindfulness. These du'as are designed to nurture the heart, elevate the soul, and create a deep sense of reliance on Him, illustrating that every syllable holds transformative potential. When we recite these sacred words, we align our hearts with divine wisdom, open ourselves to guidance, and invite mercy, protection, and blessings into our lives. One of the remarkable aspects of Quranic dua is that it addresses both the spiritual and practical dimensions of life. The words call upon Allah for guidance in decision-making, protection from harm, relief from distress, and assistance in fulfilling obligations. They also nurture the soul, teaching patience, humility, and trust in divine wisdom. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, exemplified the power of reciting these divine supplications, often seeking Allah's help in times of need, expressing gratitude, and asking for forgiveness. His practice demonstrated that these du'as are not theoretical concepts but practical tools for navigating life with resilience, clarity, and unwavering faith. The benefits of reciting Quranic dua extend beyond immediate relief from hardship. They shape the believer's perception, behavior, and heart. A person who engages consistently with these prayers begins to cultivate patience, trust, and hope even in the face of trials. For example, when a believer faces a difficult decision, turning to these supplications brings inner clarity and peace, guiding the heart toward what is best according to Allah's perfect knowledge. Similarly, during times of emotional or spiritual turmoil, reciting these prayers provides comfort, perspective, and a sense of being held by divine mercy. It is a reminder that no matter how overwhelming the circumstances, Allah's guidance and support are always accessible to those who call upon Him sincerely. Real-life examples demonstrate the profound impact of Quranic dua on believers' lives. Many have reported experiencing calmness after reciting these supplications during moments of anxiety, guidance during moments of uncertainty, and unexpected solutions to challenges that seemed insurmountable. These outcomes are not coincidences but manifestations of Allah's promise to respond to those who turn to Him with sincerity. Even subtle changes such as renewed patience, clarity of thought, or the ability to make wiser choices illustrate that the power of these prayers is not limited to immediate visible results, but extends to the transformation of the heart and mind over time. The key to unlocking these benefits lies in intention, consistency, and presence of heart. Reciting Quranic dua mindlessly, without reflection or sincerity, diminishes its impact. The words must be spoken with understanding, awareness, and a genuine desire to connect with Allah. Every phrase, when uttered with humility and focus, becomes a vehicle for divine mercy and guidance. The believer learns to approach life's challenges not with despair but with hope, not with anxiety but with trust, and not with impatience but with a sense of surrender to Allah's perfect plan. Ultimately, the Quranic dua that Allah commands us to recite serves as a spiritual lifeline, a tool for transforming the heart, and a pathway to guidance, mercy, and protection. It empowers the believer to navigate life with clarity, patience, and trust, while cultivating a deep and intimate connection with the Most Merciful. By consistently engaging with these sacred words, the heart is nurtured, the soul is elevated, and the believer is prepared to recognize divine blessings, guidance, and signs that unfold in their life. The importance of intention, presence of heart, and mindfulness when making dua cannot be overstated, for these elements transform mere words into a powerful connection with Allah that reaches the deepest corners of the soul. A dua recited without focus or sincerity is like a message sent into the wind, whereas a heartfelt supplication becomes a direct conversation with the Most Merciful, capable of shifting circumstances, instilling hope, and shaping the believer's inner state. Allah created the human heart with the capacity to recognize sincerity, and He responds most profoundly when the believer approaches Him with humility, focus, and a yearning to draw closer. Intention or niyyah is the cornerstone of every act of worship, including dua. Without a clear, sincere intention, recitation becomes mechanical, and the heart remains untouched. When we approach Allah with the purpose of seeking His guidance, mercy, and support, every word spoken carries meaning and weight. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized that the value of deeds lies in the intention behind them, and this principle extends to supplication as well. A dua uttered with pure intent is not only heard by Allah, but also begins to reshape the heart, increasing faith, patience, and awareness of His presence in every aspect of life. Presence of heart, or khushu, is equally vital in making dua. The believer must strive to quiet the distractions of the mind, focus inward, and recognize that they are standing before the One who is all-hearing, all-knowing, and most merciful. This focused awareness transforms the act of recitation into an intimate dialogue, where every word, pause, and breath becomes infused with devotion. Mindfulness allows the heart to absorb the meaning of the words, reflect on their implications, and feel the comfort and hope that Allah promises to those who sincerely call upon Him. When the mind wanders, even the most powerful dua loses much of its transformative potential, highlighting the importance of cultivating attention and presence during supplication. Real-life examples of mindfulness in dua demonstrate its transformative impact. Consider someone facing immense hardship, uncertainty, or despair. When they recite a powerful Quranic dua with full focus and heartfelt intention, they often report a sense of calm, clarity, and inner strength that nothing else could provide. The act of sincere supplication allows the believer to release burdens, channel emotions constructively, and align their will with Allah's guidance. Over time, this practice develops spiritual resilience, emotional balance, and a deeper trust in Allah's wisdom, creating a heart that is responsive, aware, and ready to act upon divine guidance in everyday life. Mindfulness in dua also enhances the believer's ability to recognize Allah's subtle signs and guidance. When the heart is engaged, small blessings, moments of clarity, and opportunities for righteous action are no longer overlooked. The believer becomes attuned to divine timing, noticing how prayers may be answered in unexpected ways, and developing patience and gratitude as part of the spiritual journey. Presence of heart transforms dua from a ritual into a living, dynamic practice, fostering continuous awareness of Allah's mercy, wisdom, and guidance. Consistency in intention, focus, and mindfulness further amplifies the impact of supplication. Repeated practice trains the heart to approach Allah with humility, sincerity, and trust, making dua a natural and integral part of daily life, rather than an occasional act performed in desperation. Each sincere invocation strengthens faith, deepens reliance on Allah, and nurtures hope even in the face of challenges, illustrating that the power of dua lies not only in its content but in the quality of attention, devotion, and intention invested by the believer. Ultimately, intention, presence of heart, and mindfulness are the keys that unlock the transformative power of dua, turning recited words into a living connection with Allah. They ensure that the heart is engaged, the soul is nourished, and the believer experiences the spiritual, emotional, and practical benefits of sincere supplication, preparing them to receive guidance, mercy, and blessings in ways that elevate both their inner state and their outward life. Real-life examples of how consistent recitation of powerful Quranic duas transform circumstances, hearts, and perception of trials provide some of the most compelling evidence of their spiritual and practical impact. Life is full of challenges, uncertainty, and moments when the heart feels heavy, and it is precisely in these moments that sincere, consistent supplication becomes a source of guidance, relief, and hope. Many believers have experienced profound shifts in their lives simply by dedicating time each day to recite the du'as revealed in the Qur'an, approaching them with humility, focus, and heartfelt intention. These stories remind us that the act of turning to Allah consistently, even in small moments, is a pathway to transformation, shaping both inner and outer realities. Consider the individual facing a personal crisis, such as a health challenge, financial difficulty, or relational tension. At first, despair may dominate, and worldly solutions may seem insufficient. Yet, when this person begins to recite the Quranic dua consistently, something remarkable happens. The heart becomes lighter, clarity emerges, and unexpected opportunities or solutions begin to appear. Sometimes, the response manifests externally through events, guidance, or assistance, while other times, it is an internal transformation, a newfound patience, resilience, or strength that allows the individual to navigate hardship with calm and trust. These experiences illustrate that the power of consistent dua lies not only in its immediate effect, but also in its ability to cultivate long-term spiritual growth and emotional stability. Historical examples from the life of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his companions further illuminate the transformative power of consistent recitation. The Prophet would engage in regular supplication, seeking Allah's guidance, mercy, and protection in both ordinary and extraordinary circumstances. The companions observed how sincere, repeated invocation created clarity, strengthened faith, and guided decisions in ways that human effort alone could not achieve. Their lives exemplify that consistent engagement with these sacred words, even in small doses, allows believers to attune their hearts to Allah's guidance, perceive His subtle signs, and respond with wisdom, patience, and gratitude. Consistency also reinforces the connection between effort and reliance on Allah. The act of reciting Quranic du'as regularly demonstrates the believer's sincere commitment to seeking divine assistance while simultaneously cultivating trust in Allah's perfect plan. When hardships persist despite repeated supplication, believers learn the value of patience, perseverance, and surrender, recognizing that responses may unfold gradually or in ways they do not immediately understand. This awareness transforms the perception of trials from burdens to opportunities for growth, reminding the heart that Allah's wisdom surpasses human understanding and that every challenge carries potential guidance and blessing. Furthermore, consistent recitation fosters mindfulness and presence of heart. As the believer engages with the words repeatedly, their meaning begins to penetrate deeper, and the heart becomes attuned to Allah's presence. Each recitation reinforces reliance, hope, and spiritual awareness, creating a rhythm of devotion that permeates daily life. Over time, these practices transform not only external circumstances, but also the inner landscape, replacing anxiety with trust, despair with hope, and distraction with awareness. The believer becomes increasingly sensitive to divine signs, more grateful for small blessings, and more patient during moments of trial, illustrating that the true impact of dua is holistic, affecting both heart and life. Ultimately, the consistent recitation of Quranic du'as is a pathway to transformation, healing, and spiritual elevation. It cultivates resilience, shapes perception, and strengthens the bond between the believer and Allah. By engaging with these sacred words with sincerity, focus, and dedication, the believer experiences guidance, comfort, and blessings that extend beyond the immediate moment, preparing the heart to recognize Allah's mercy, act in alignment with His wisdom, and receive His abundant provision in every aspect of
of life, trusting Allah's timing, surrendering to His wisdom, and recognizing the signs and blessings that follow. Sincere supplication is the final and most profound aspect of engaging with Quranic dua, for the heart that surrenders experiences peace, guidance, and transformation that no worldly effort can replicate. Surrender does not mean passivity or inaction. It is an active conscious alignment of the heart and mind with the will of Allah, trusting that His plan is perfect even when circumstances seem unclear or challenging. The Quran reminds us, and rely upon Allah, and sufficient is Allah, as disposer of affairs. Surah Al-Asab, 33:3. This verse emphasizes that while human effort is important, ultimate outcomes rest in the hands of Allah, and recognizing this truth cultivates patience, humility, and resilience in the believer's heart. Trusting Allah's timing is often one of the most difficult yet rewarding aspects of dua. Humans tend to desire immediate responses or visible results, but Allah's wisdom is infinite, and His timing is precise. Sometimes, answers to prayers manifest in ways that are unexpected or gradual, yet each response carries lessons, guidance, or blessings designed to nurture the heart and strengthen faith. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, demonstrated perfect reliance on Allah's timing, responding to divine guidance with patience and trust, whether in moments of triumph or trials. His example illustrates that surrender is not resignation, but a dynamic engagement with life, rooted in awareness, devotion, and understanding that Allah's plan encompasses all wisdom, knowledge, and mercy. Recognizing signs from Allah is an integral part of sincere supplication, for the most merciful often communicates through subtle guidance embedded in daily life. These signs may appear as opportunities, unexpected solutions, moments of clarity, or even gentle shifts in perspective that illuminate the path ahead. A heart attuned to Allah's presence can perceive these messages, respond appropriately, and act in alignment with divine wisdom. The consistent recitation of Quranic dua sharpens this awareness, allowing believers to recognize blessings that might otherwise go unnoticed, and to act with mindfulness, gratitude, and humility. Each sign becomes a confirmation that Allah is present, attentive, and actively guiding those who sincerely turn to Him in prayer. Real-life experiences vividly illustrate the power of surrender and trust in Allah's timing. A person may pray fervently for relief from a persistent difficulty, and the immediate outcome may not align with their expectations. Yet, as time unfolds, they may discover solutions, insights, or blessings that surpass what they could have imagined. Sometimes, what appears to be a delay is in fact a preparation, shaping the heart to receive greater guidance, clarity, or mercy in the future. These experiences teach patience, cultivate resilience, and reinforce the believer's reliance on Allah, transforming trials into opportunities for growth, reflection, and spiritual elevation. Surrendering to Allah also fosters humility, acknowledging that human understanding is limited while divine wisdom is boundless. This humility allows the heart to remain open, receptive to guidance, and focused on aligning actions with divine principles rather than personal desires. The believer learns to navigate life with confidence, hope, and awareness, knowing that sincere dua, patience, and trust invite transformation, blessings, and spiritual growth beyond immediate perception. The heart becomes anchored in mercy, guidance, and hope, capable of embracing trials with composure and joy, understanding that every circumstance holds potential for divine wisdom and benefit. Ultimately, trusting Allah's timing, surrendering to His wisdom, and recognizing His signs transforms the believer's entire spiritual landscape. It deepens faith, nurtures patience, and creates a heart that perceives guidance, blessings, and mercy in every moment. Through sincere recitation of Quranic dua, coupled with trust and surrender, the believer experiences a profound connection with the Most Merciful, opening the heart to divine guidance, transforming trials into opportunities, and preparing the soul to receive the infinite mercy, wisdom, and blessings that Allah has already planned.